Hello, and welcome to our channel where we explore everything. Previously in this video series, we've discussed and demonstrated triggers in our automation app, Odoo Flow, for internal Odoo events such as when a record is created, modified, or deleted. Today, we're taking it a step further. We'll explore how to trigger Odoo Flow with external events from outside Odoo and process the data associated with those events. Additionally, we'll delve into sending data from Odoo to external systems. To simplify this experiment, we'll use our own app as the external system, an app based on our Ali experiment, which is built with Odoo Web Library. I've modified the Ali app to use Express.js, Socket.io, and Berry Bootstrap theme. You can find the links for these components in the video description. If you haven't watched the Ali experiment, please visit the channel page for more details. If you're new to this, please watch the previous videos in this series so you can better understand our topic this time. The reason for extending the app is because with the original Ali app, the requests will be treated as cross-origin requests. To avoid this, we'll use the server as our proxy to send and receive data from and to Odoo. Leave a comment below if you'd like to see more details about the modification for the Ali app. To mimic the authentication process, we'll add unique IDs for the data and encrypt it using HMAC SHA-256 in the header of HTTP requests from the Ali app. These IDs are usually referred to as secrets or API keys. On the Odoo side, we need to create a controller and a new trigger node for the external system. The controller provides an entry point for the external system to notify Odoo about the event. When the controller receives the notification, it searches the corresponding flows to run. The trigger node provides necessary administration for webhook handling, such as generating unique IDs for the flow and providing easy copying to the clipboard for users. We also need to create a node to authenticate data from the Ali app. We'll call this node the Ali Auth node. Now, let's get started. The first step is to generate the unique ID on the Ali side. We will use this ID in our flows later. Once we have these nodes, we use the generated ID on the Ali Auth node. Copy the URL generated from the trigger nodes and use it in the Ali app. Then, we can proceed with processing the data. For this video, we'll be using sample contact data as shown on your screen now. Although the data structure looks simple, it demonstrates a real-world scenario where the structure is different from Odoo's data structure, and there are other differences, which we'll discuss along with this video. To process the data from another system, first, we need to associate the incoming data with the data in Odoo's database. This is necessary because the record identification may differ between systems. Depending on your setup, sometimes it isn't possible to match the record identification. For example, if you use Shopify and Odoo, their methods for identifying records are different. You can set them up initially to match their identification methods, but as time goes by, there's a high chance that discrepancies will arise, especially when using multiple external systems that interact with the same Odoo model. To solve this issue, we can create a custom field in Odoo and use it to store the record ID from the other system. Fortunately, Odoo allows creating custom fields. All we need to do is add a custom field node to accommodate this approach. When processing the flow, a new field will be created on the selected model, and we can use it to store the external system ID, which we can then use to differentiate one record from another when processing the incoming data. The details of the data processing will depend on your purposes and goals, but will mostly involve 4 basic operation types: transform, create, modify, and remove data. To demonstrate these operation types, we'll use the Ali app to send the contact data shown earlier. We'll handle the data in 3 automation flows, one for each operation except for transform. The transform operation will be included in the flow for creating and modifying data. The create operation uses nodes mentioned earlier: the webhook trigger node, the custom field node, the start node, and the Ali node. To create the associated Odoo record, we create another node to transform and save the transformed data to the Odoo database. Unfortunately, now we have another issue with record identification for the state and country fields of the addresses. While the incoming data uses the names of states and countries, Odoo stores these as reference tables, which means we can't just enter the data as is into Odoo. Therefore, we need to find the corresponding records in the reference tables first before storing the data. One method to solve this issue is to create lookup nodes and connect them to the create data node. As shown on your screen, we use lookup nodes for the field values of the contact model with the lookup keyword along with the respective lookup keys. Lastly, for this operation, we need to store the external record ID in the custom field that we created earlier. We're set after adding this step. The flow for the modify operation is similar to the create operation but uses an update data node instead of a create data node and doesn't use the custom field node. It also employs another node similar to the lookup node called the reference map node. This node searches for the record to be updated using the custom field we created in the create data flow earlier. For the remove operation, it's usually not necessary or recommended to delete data unless absolutely necessary. I won't go into details about this, but removing or deleting data can lead to various problems such as orphan data and inconsistencies within your database. When we receive a remove event from another system, we simply archive the data. To do this, we use an archive data node. Now, let's look at how we can send data from Odoo Flow. The flow for sending data from Odoo Flow is similar to sending an email. Instead of using the mail node, we use a send data node. For simple data structures, we can use a mapper node as shown on your screen to transform the data according to our needs. For more complex data structures, we can use a templating approach with Jinja nodes. Although it might seem excessive and inefficient for small data structures, templating offers flexibility. You can virtually construct any kind of data structure using it. To accommodate authentication, we use a node that encrypts the secret the same way as when validating incoming requests from the webhook, but this time we use the ALI header node to include the secret in the HTTP request header. And there you have it. We've set up processes to receive data from an external system and also to send data to other systems using Odoo Flow. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with others who might benefit from this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on all my experiments and tutorials.